do what you can to support the economy, because the economy is not looking as rosy as everybody would like it to be at the moment.
Local business owners are reacting to the new tariffs, the price increases you could see at furniture stores.
And we have showers on the way, and we even have some snow in the forecast. Using Future Track tonight to let you know when you can expect precipitation in your neighborhood.
And the man accused of kidnapping Sophia Franklin appears in court. What he's being charged with as he awaits extradition to Wisconsin. We welcome you to News 3 Now at 6. Good evening. I'm Eric Franke. Sarah will be back on Monday, and we begin with the markets tumbling for a second day after President Trump's move to put tariffs on all imported goods. Today, China announcing a 34% retaliatory tariff on all American products in response. Administration officials insist a rebound will come as American manufacturing is restored. President Trump says he is open to negotiating with trade partners and spoke with the leader of Vietnam, where many American companies manufacture shoes, apparel, electronics, and other products. The furniture and home goods industry is one that is expected to have price hikes because of the tariffs. Our Tanisha Shaw visited Don's Furniture on Madison's west side to see how the tariffs would impact small businesses.
We don't want to put any more stress on the consumer than we absolutely have to.
Things like cars, food, and furniture are expected to be impacted by new tariffs. A customer at Don's Home Furniture here in Madison told me that the economy doesn't determine when he purchases anything.
If it isn't one thing, it's another. If it isn't COVID, it's this. So you get used to the unknowns, and you just have to move on with your life. So we needed a product. We bought it.
Don's is family-owned and prides themselves for having American-made products.
A majority of the furniture that we sell here, about 95% of it anyway, is actually made here in the States. We actually do a lot of the builders that supply us with furniture is furniture that comes from the Amish throughout Indiana and Ohio.
Even though most of the items here at Don's were made in America, tariffs could still impact their prices.
The reason for that is there are some components of that, whether it be some of the stains and finishes that go on it, whether it be some of the hardware, the screws, the other metal components and other pieces and parts of it that actually go into building the furniture are going to be affected by the tariffs. And it won't affect our furniture as much as, say, a big box store, but it will definitely affect our furniture.
Blaine Newport is the CEO of Don's and said his prices have been on the rise since March.
It could impact some of our customers as much as 5 to 10%. So for every $1,000, you could see a $50 to $100 increase in the price of something.
While it's not certain exactly how or when prices will be impacted, it's important to always be a smart shopper.
If your budget says that you can buy the items now, yes, go out and buy them now.
If we need it, we're going to acquire it, and you're going to be a smart shopper. You're going to look for value, not price. I look for value.
Reporting in Madison, Tanisha Shaw, News 3 Now.
Wisconsin Attorney General Josh Kaul signing on to another lawsuit against the Trump administration over its attempts to take away funding from the National Institutes of Health. The 17 attorneys general allege the administration's actions have led to, quote, significant harm to public research institutions. According to Kaul, UW-Madison lost 4 grants worth $25 million, impacting research on vaccines, diseases, and minority health. UW-Milwaukee also lost grants which were supposed to support substance abuse and violence prevention research. The Wisconsin DOJ is also suing the administration for its attempt to dismantle 3 federal agencies providing services and funds to libraries and museums, including ones in Madison. Kaul releasing a statement that reads in part, quote, local libraries and small businesses are important parts of communities no matter what the Trump administration seems to think. These cuts should be blocked so these agencies can return to providing the services they previously offered. Well, the man accused of abducting a pregnant Beaver Dam teenager is pleading not guilty to charges he's facing in the state of Nebraska. Gary Day pleaded not guilty to misdemeanor charges of contributing to the delinquency of a minor and false reporting. In Wisconsin, Day is charged with 2 counts of abducting a child and 2 counts of child enticement resulting in mental and bodily harm. If convicted, he could spend 25 years in prison and pay $100,000 in fines. Meanwhile, we are learning that Sophia Franklin is now back with her family. An update now on 2 missing boaters in the Wisconsin River. One of the boaters has been found dead. The second one remains missing. The Wisconsin Dells Police Department says a boat capsized about 4:30 yesterday afternoon just south of the Kilbourne Dam. Police say 3 people fell into the water. 1 person was able to swim safely to shore. The names of the boaters have not been released at this time. Multiple rescue crews are using boats with sonar capabilities, as well as using aerial and underwater drones in the search. There have been some challenges. Police say due to fast-moving currents, divers have had trouble searching for the missing boaters. A Madison woman is arrested after failing to appear in a Dodge County court Tuesday. A judge placed Janelle Hill on a $500 bond after she failed to appear in court for a review hearing. It's over a charge of reckless homicide related to an inmate's death at the Waupun Correctional Institution. Back on June 8th of 2022, an inmate was found in his cell acting erratically. He was taken to a medical unit where he later died. Balloons filled with cocaine and fentanyl were found in his intestines. It was determined the man died from the cocaine. The inmate was Hill's boyfriend. The day before his death, surveillance video shows Hill passing something to the man. They also had been in contact with each other on cell phones. The inmate's phone was found in his cell. Hill's arraignment is scheduled for May 20th. Dramatic courtroom video from Fond du Lac. A convicted killer attacks her attorney yet again. Taylor Shabusiness serving life for the 2022 murder in Green Bay. And this morning, Shabusiness lunged toward her lawyer during a preliminary hearing on a charge that she had assaulted a prison guard. Officials in the courtroom quickly subdued her. Back in 2023, Shabusiness attacked her attorney during a motion hearing. A quiet weekend ahead weather-wise. Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington with a look now at your certified most accurate forecast. Alex?
Eric, we've got some showers on the way, but they're not going to rain. Shower activity won't be around all weekend. In fact, Sunday's probably going to be the better pick of the two as we look at our weekend forecast. Few showers overnight. They'll end pretty quick Saturday morning. Then we'll turn partly sunny, a bit on the breezy side on Saturday. Sunday, those winds ease up northwest 5 to 10 with the high temperature right around 51 degrees. So my pick, I would go with Sunday right now, but both are pretty close to each other in terms of the forecast. Again, we're keeping an eye on a couple of showers coming up out of Illinois. Future Track showing those few showers making it up to about the Highway 151 corridor, maybe an isolated sprinkler shower north of the Highway 151 corridor, but better chances from Madison and points off towards the south and towards the east. Few showers on radar 3000 trying to make it to the ground, but when I look at the sky up here, it has a milky white presence that tells me that the atmosphere is dry, and those showers may be only sprinkles right now making it to the ground. And right now, nothing here currently in Dane County. But as we plan our evening, eventually those raindrops will start to make it through the atmosphere, make things wet, and then make it down to the ground as temperatures then fall down into the 30s. The clouds will at least hold our temperatures up tonight. As you take a look at the 3 things you need to know: showers tonight, drying out Saturday, and coming up in Maine weather, we're going to track some snow chances in our near future.
Alex, thank you. Today, 2 Madison Metro drivers who have been attacked by passengers are speaking out as the Teamsters Union holds a press conference asking for more support from the city to protect drivers. In the past 5 weeks, there have been 4 reported assaults against Metro drivers. Brian Gartley, who was attacked while driving his route on Sunday, says he received 3 days off and a workers' compensation package, but hasn't heard from Metro since.
I was struck in the face with a coffee mug and then struck multiple times during the attack, along with suffering a concussion. While fear for my safety was immediate, so too was my concern for my passengers.
Metro's general manager Justin Sturenberg announced he would be resigning from his position earlier this week. Union representatives say he contributed to the unsafe workplace environment. It all comes amid contract negotiations between the Teamsters and the city of Madison. The union says they are fighting for livable wages. President Trump granting another extension for TikTok to find a new buyer or face a ban in the U.S. The president says he's signing an executive order to keep the popular social media platform up and running for an additional 75 days. TikTok's Chinese parent company ByteDance had faced a Saturday deadline to sell the app to a U.S.-based buyer to prevent it from going dark nationwide. Amazon, the biggest e-commerce platform in the world, is among companies that have put in a bid to acquire TikTok. ByteDance has previously said it has no plans to sell the app. Coming up, the Wisconsin Film Festival is underway. When we come back, hear from a director of a film with local ties, his thoughts on the event. Stay with us.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
The Wisconsin Film Festival kicked off last night at the Barrymore. Photojournalist Chris Hallbaker gives us a look at some of the films screening at this year's event.
No. What are you talking about?
We've got 174 movies that we've never shown before at the festival this year.
I just have a small problem, I think. I keep hearing bumps from the back, and I think this guy is still alive.
That 82 season, it was chaotic.
We've got a documentary called Just a Bit Outside, which is about the Milwaukee Brewers, which is a terrific film that was made by some UW-Madison grads.
Gone for Robin!
The town was painted blue and gold anywhere you went.
It's something people can relate to.
From movies made on the other side of the world to right across the street. Whether it's a debut filmmaker sharing their passion project for the very first time, or a beautifully restored silent film from a century ago.
Florence is a film about essentially the origins of a song. So 35 years ago, Noah Tabakin wrote the lyrics to this song. We would later go on to record that song with Little Blue Crunchy Things. It kind of became one of their most popular songs, and in a way, a kind of a regional indie hit. About to put a slug in me. And it's just a fun walk down 90s music.
Anyone who wants to see a movie in at the last second, we have these rush lines, we call them. So if there's something you want to see, go see it.
There's a new Marvel out that's supposed to be nuts. We should go see that.
Our thanks to Chris Hallbaker for putting that together. The film festival runs until next Thursday. And still ahead, how you can win free tickets to the upcoming Midwest Horse Fair, plus how a couple of baby bobcats are getting a second chance thanks to the Dane County Humane Society. And how's the weather looking for the weekend? Alex is back. The complete forecast after a short break.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
Welcome back. Two orphan bob kittens from Verona are back in the wild. This after spending the last 7 months at Dane County Humane Society's Wildlife Center. When they got there, the baby bobcats were dehydrated and malnourished. They got a nutritious diet, and their caretakers wanted to keep them over the winter to make sure they were strong enough to leave. Over the past 7 months, the Wildlife Center team watched from a distance and with the use of video cameras as the brothers played and interacted with each other, hunted in their enclosure for food, and engaged in other wild behaviors to ensure they would be ready for a return to the wild. Well, if you're a fan of all things horses and equestrian, News 3 Now is hosting a giveaway perfect for you. Next weekend is the Midwest Horse Fair, and if you're interested in going, you are in luck. All you have to do is enter at this link at channel3000.com, and you can win free tickets. The fair takes place at Alliant Energy Center April 11th through the 13th. A dry weekend ahead, but first, maybe some rain later tonight. Here's Alex with a complete forecast.
Eric, let's take a look and see if we have any shower activity out there with our live Madison Mallard Skycam as part of our First Warren WeatherCam network right here. Notice the milky white look to the sky. This means the air is pretty dry out there. And as we move through the evening, eventually some raindrops are going to try to make it to the ground, but they're fighting that dry air right now. I do think we'll see some raindrops, but we're not expecting widespread rain or heavy rain tonight. Just a couple drops here and there across parts of southern Wisconsin. Well, eye up who has the best chance. Right now in Dane County, you see some green out towards Arena, over towards the Mount Horeb area. As we zoom on out a little bit, that green in Iowa County extending up into Sauk County, and then some more green down towards Monroe, just south of Greene County, rather. It's very likely that the showers over northwest Illinois are making it to the ground. Notice a darker green color. Some of this rain, again, struggling to make it to the ground because the air is dry. And we see that too with future track. Kind of a sparse nature to the showers. Everybody stands the chance of getting wet, especially along U.S. Highway 151 and areas to the point south and east. Amounts are not going to be very high with this weather system. Maybe, according to Future Track, after things clear out and we get into some sunshine on Saturday, overall amounts 1/10 of an inch. If you get 1/4 of an inch, consider yourself very lucky with this weather event across southern Wisconsin. Now, 3 things you need to know. The showers overnight, drying out on Saturday and turning partly sunny. Then we eye up a wintry mix potential Sunday night going on into Monday. What does that look like as part of our weekend here? The 50 on Saturday and the 51 on Sunday gets replaced by colder temperatures as you go into Sunday night. Future Track showing some snow showers diving in right around 6 o'clock Monday morning, spreading across parts of southern Wisconsin, especially along and west of a line from, let's say, the Dells down to Dodgeville, down to Darlington and areas off towards the east. It's out of here pretty quickly. Not expecting heavy accumulation. Temperatures are going to be in the 30s and eventually rise up to about 40. So this will be that slushy dusting to a 1/2 inch that melts very, very quickly if we get any accumulation at all. But we'll keep an eye on that over the course of the weekend. All right, recap. 30s tonight, a couple showers, especially for areas Madison, south and east along U.S. Highway 151, and where we should be tomorrow, right around 50 degrees, although it will be breezy and then turning partly sunny in the afternoon. The rest of the 10-day forecast, good chance of rain Wednesday into Thursday. Those temperatures are going to boost up into the upper 50s to the lower 60s, which is just a bit above normal for this time of year. Beyond the barometer, I want to give a plug here to meteorologist Blaze Keller, who's letting us know about our upcoming storm spotter classes that are being held by the National Weather Service. You can check this out on channel3000.com and also our channel3000.com Facebook. Busy slide here. The National Weather Service is going to be very busy going all the way into May. Orfordville, Fond du Lac, Sheboygan Falls, and Monroe over the course of the next couple days. We'll have some presentations. If you want to become a storm spotter in southern Wisconsin, the National Weather Service in Milwaukee will be hosting some trainings through April going into early May.
Alex, thank you. A Wisconsin artist is putting the final touches on his NFL Draft Day installation. The NFL saw the work of Ike Winter online, and that led to the league asking him to create 32 wood art pieces for the draft. Winter's work is in line with the theme of this year's draft, built by community. He says the materials he used were found on the side of the road or in alleys in Milwaukee.
Being from Milwaukee and from Wisconsin has been a big part of my brand and the way I storytell my journey. So now to represent it on such a national stage is very surreal for me. I'm just beyond grateful for the opportunity.
Wow, what a talent. The creations will be on display along the Draft Theater Walkway. The NFL Draft takes place April 24th through the 26th in Green Bay.
And coming up in sports, winter is here to stay. Nolan, that is. The good news for Greg Gard is next on News 3 Now. Thursday, John Blackwell announced he's putting his name in the NBA draft. Today, Nolan Winter, don't worry about that. He said he's going to be back for another year at Wisconsin. Now, his sophomore season was a breakout one. Winter started every game and averaged nearly 10 points per contest. He led the Badgers in rebounding and was the team's most efficient player on offense, shooting 56% from the floor. Meanwhile, teammate Jack Janicki also announced that he's coming back for another year in Madison. Now, he might have only averaged 2 points per game, but Janicki always seemed to come up big against big-time opponents for the Badgers. Think of his 9 points in 19 minutes against Arizona, or his 17 huge minutes at Purdue, where he scored 11. And on this date, 10 years ago, Wisconsin made the college basketball world believe when they knocked off undefeated Kentucky in the Final Four and punched their ticket to the national championship game. The Wildcats simply had no answer for Frank Kaminsky, who led the way with 20 points and 11 rebounds for Bo Ryan's Badgers. As expected, after posting the best season in Wisconsin women's hockey history, Mark Johnson's squad was well represented on the all-USCHO first team, landing 4 Badgers. Casey O'Brien, Kirsten Sims, Layla Edwards, and Caroline Harvey were all first-teamers, while Ava McNaughton was named to the second team. And in the least surprising news, Mark Johnson was named the USCHO's Coach of the Year. And after a trip to Hawaii for 2 matches in the Aloha State, the Badgers are going to close out their spring season with 2 matches in the Fieldhouse. Up first, Wisconsin will host I-94 rival Marquette on April 16th. And if you can't be there in person to see this year's squad, you're in luck because the match will be televised on the Big Ten Network. That might be a first in program history. Spring season.
That's cool. We'll take it. And coming up tonight on News 3 Now at 10, the Teamsters Union looking to address recent attacks on Metro drivers. Maddie Heim cheers from one of the drivers who was attacked, what they want to see change. Again, that's tonight, News 3 Now at 10. And we go to Alex, final check of the forecast.
Few showers if you're going to be out and about tonight. They'll be scattered. It won't be an all-out washout this evening. Some showers trying to show up around Lone Rock, but they're battling dry air. Relative humidities are pretty low right now across southern Wisconsin. So when we look at future track, take note of the rather sparse nature of the showers. They really eye up more concentrated along U.S. Highway 151, Madison, over towards Jefferson, down to Janesville, north and west towards the Dells and Camp Douglas. You may not get any raindrops at all. That wraps up pretty quickly Saturday morning. Sunday is probably the better of the 2 days. 51 winds lighten up. And then some snow will present itself early on Monday, maybe a dusting or so. Cool off for a bit Monday and Tuesday, then warm right back up middle end of the week with showers by the middle of the week too.
Love snow in April. Just love it. Thanks, Alex. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 6, folks. Have a great evening. We'll be back here tonight for News 3 Now at 10.